associated with the fields and grasslands of Great Britain. The formations discovered outside the British Isles have almost all been ruled out as hoaxes. But in the past year, an intriguing new series of crop circles is being studied along the U.S.-Canadian border.
Well, the first day I saw it, my blood pressure went up.
It's very difficult to describe. The air is full of electricity.
There was something out there that was watching me that I didn't know about.
They appear at first light. An American icon, amber waves of grain, crushed by an unseen force. Is it a hoax? Sometimes. But here, there are no footprints, no tire tracks, no obvious sign of a human hand at work.
I believe it's an alien intelligence of some sort.
It was just a very eerie force around me.
Nobody has actually seen a transmission of the formation.
The scientific term is agriglyph, literally crop picture. Once a predominantly European phenomenon, 3 new North American agriglyphs are being studied. This one appeared near Portland, Oregon in June 1994. Then, in July, 2 separate designs appeared in the same wheat field in Chehalis, Washington. 2 weeks later, and 2,000 miles away, this classic pattern was discovered in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Farmer John Parks was on a routine inspection when he discovered the formation in his neighbor's wheat field.
The straw was just bent, just laid over, right from the ground. The stalk was still one big long piece of straw, but it was just tipped and laying right flat on the ground.
I find it hard to believe that a human being actually could really go in there and do that without disturbing any straw.
If you went in and pushed it with your foot, the straw would kink, would bend somewhere in the middle and be broken. And this straw wasn't broken.
The evening before the crop circle appeared, animals in a kennel less than 1 mile away were acting strangely. The guard dog was barking incessantly. The owner of the boarding kennel was puzzled by his dog's erratic behavior.
Around midnight on Sunday night, she started to make a racket, barking, whining, and we told her to be quiet, and she just wouldn't respond. And animals sense a lot of things which we don't, you know, so what turned her on like that, I don't know.
Did the same force that affected the wheat affect local animals as well?
He was actually putting up quite a fuss. He didn't want to go past the circle whatsoever. And so I settled him down. His eyes were this big. The white was showing around his eyes. He was really nervous.
Is there a connection between the nervous energy exhibited by animals and the anomalous energy that flattened this wheat? That's a possibility being explored by the United States Center for Crop Circle Studies.
There are certain features that you develop an eye for, and if you keep an open mind and not coming in with an expectation of finding this or not finding, if you stay open, you'll see all kinds of things. The clues are all over.
The obvious first thing to do is try to see if there's any entry or exit marks, possible signs of maybe something mechanical being brought in there.
Then I use my eyes and my camera. And before I touch things or lift things or move things, or before things get another couple of seconds older, I photograph it.
Then, grain samples from the affected areas are isolated and undergo microscopic evaluation. Among those studying the samples, biophysicist Dr. W.C. Levengood and research associate John Burke. They hypothesized that the crop circles are caused by unusual but natural atmospheric forces.
John and I came up with a concept based on very unusual natural phenomena in the atmosphere.
At his laboratory in Grass Lake, Michigan, Dr. Levengood is currently conducting a comprehensive biomolecular study of crop circles. He has discovered that wheat from certain formations have actually become magnetized.
They go through biochemical changes. They go through cellular changes. This is a control node here, showing you the normal node, very symmetrical. And what we find here is that there are very drastic changes in the formation samples, which cannot be explained by ordinary trampling or hoaxing or any of that. Now, in the formation, what we find is that this energy is so intense and so rapid, the heat is so high, that it literally blows expulsion cavities. We have
an enormous amount of evidence that indicates that the causes of crop circle formations are quite likely ion plasma vortices. And while this may sound exotic, you could picture a slow-speed electrified tornado, if you will, because plasma is nothing more than electrified air particles. It's very similar to trying to deal with the weather. It's on a bigger scale and so complex and chaotic. With all the resources at the command of our weather bureaus, we can't do an accurate 5-day forecast. That doesn't mean we don't understand the principles of meteorology. And the same thing is true of crop circles.
Theoretically, a spiraling ion plasma vortex could create circles in standing crop. But could a force of nature create these intricate patterns?
I believe that the circle makers are non-terrestrial entities, and probably non-physical, non-terrestrial entities who don't need UFOs. I don't believe that these are craft landings or pod marks.
The National Director of MUFON, the Mutual UFO Network Canada, is investigating the suspicious origin of the Ontario crop circle.
There seems to be, in some of the better cases, a definite UFO connection. There's also evidence of paranormal activity like psychic effects, physical effects.
Strainick's theory is bolstered by reports of UFOs sighted the night before a crop circle discovery.
They are amber lights that are seen coming to the ground and extinguish when they touch the ground.
If an alien force is creating these circles, is it random, a cosmic prank, or are they trying to tell us something?
This could be the message as well, that we are in trouble here on planet Earth. Things have to be changed, and we are slowly being told and shown through crop circles and various other phenomena that we are not alone, and we may need some outside help.
All scientists, I think, have a love of the unknown, of the mystery of the unknown, and there's a beauty in crop formations as well that is rather compelling.
Crop circle investigations are becoming more and more scientific. Advanced technology is helping researchers gather extensive amounts of data. Unfortunately, all this new data still hasn't solved the mystery of how and why crop circles are being created, or by whom.